We now call to order the Rio Rancho Public Schools Board of Education meeting, special meeting for Friday, October 3rd, 2025. If all would please arise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Beth Miller will lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, JC, can you take a roll call for us?
President Galbraith?
Present.
Vice President Morgan?
Present.
Secretary Tyler?
Present.
Board Member Tripp?
Present.
Board Member Miller?
Present. Okay, thank you so much. We'd like to welcome everyone who is in the boardroom tonight and any of those who might be online to our meeting tonight. And it should be a pretty short meeting tonight as we go just over some really important information though at the same time. So we'll go ahead and start tonight by approving our prioritized agenda and proposed time allocations.
Madam President, this is Board Member Tyler. I'll make a motion to approve the prioritized agenda and proposed time allocations.
Board Member Jeff Morgan, I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. We do not have any public comment. We didn't have any online either, right? We don't have any public comment tonight, so we will go through that. And we'll now go to the consent. To approve the consent.
Madam President, this is Board Member Tyler. I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Board Member Jeff Morgan, I second.
Okay, a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, we're now to our business portion. So we just came out, just kind of putting out there, we just came out of an executive session where we had the opportunity to talk about a lot of these items. And so as we go through them tonight, we'll try to recap some of those discussions, but we will have more documentation that will come up online on the Rio Rancho Public Schools site so that everyone can see a lot of the information that we're talking about tonight. Since we were just talking about an executive session, it's hard to get all those documents out to everyone tonight, but we're going to do our best to try to give some information about those things as we go through them. We do have on with us tonight, in case we do have questions, Kathy Schoenfelder, who, and I'm not sure if Steve's on with us. Hi, Kathy. From Ray and Associates. They've been so instrumental in helping us to work through a lot of these items tonight. And so if we do have questions, we can definitely ask Kathy as we go forward. So sorry, Kathy, I don't know if I know you're planning to just listen and I just, threw you on.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm fine.
I think we'll be good, but just in case we do have more questions. So let's go ahead to our first item. So this item is to consider the approval of the timeline of events for hiring the new superintendent. And so we're going to go ahead. I was going to allow Jessica Tyler. She's going to kind of go through some of these. And then if we need more help, we have Kathy, like I said, and Lauren Hatch is here as well, who can kind of go through some of these items. Go ahead, Jessica.
Absolutely. Thank you, Madam President. So essentially, we went through a 5-stage suggested timeline. We will be making some minor tweaks to that timeline, like Board President Galbraith said, and once that's finalized, we will be able to post it so that it's open to the general and available to the general public. But essentially, stage 1 of that timeline includes us consulting, our consulting meeting tonight, beginning to prepare our district promotional flyer that will be posted, and then being able to also begin the development of our stakeholder schedule for our input meetings. Those will occur on October 15th through the 16th. That's where we will get input from all of our stakeholders, from the community, staff, students, etc. Our stage 2 timeline will include an online survey being posted that is set to be live again for all those stakeholders to complete that timeline from October 6th through October 19th. We will conduct meetings with constituent and stakeholder group representatives that will be done both in person and virtually on October 15th and 16th. October 19th, again, will be the deadline for survey input from constituents. This will include things such as gathering the traits or qualities that we want in our next superintendent. And then on the 20th, we will be meeting as a board to review the results of those qualities, going over those survey results with Ray and Associates. Stage 3 will include an email promotional flyer and online application available to have our candidates search, with the deadline for the application being November 23rd. Stage 4 would include us being able to finalize questions and the interview procedures for the top tier candidates for that first round of interviews. We're looking to hold those first round of interviews the week of December the 9th. Following that, we will determine final candidates, the plan would be to interview those finalists the week of December the 12th, and then finalizing and having a release or naming the candidate following that a week or so later. So again, to have the process wrapped up prior to the Christmas break. So essentially that includes the timeline that we have set forth for us, of course, subject to change if we were to have any hiccups. However, the board feels comfortable that we would be able to stick to that timeline working with Ray and Associates.
Perfect. Does anyone have any more questions or anything on that? Kathy, did we feel like we got that, our gist of that pretty well? Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Okay, so with that for tonight, we can go ahead and go for a motion on our timeline.
Madam President, I would like to make a motion to approve the timeline of events for the hiring of the new superintendent.
Board Member Jeff Morgan, I second.
We have a motion by Jessica Tyler and a second by Jeff Morgan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, our next is to consider the approval of a salary range for our new superintendent. We can go ahead and even go on to a motion on that one.
Yes, Madam President, this is Board Member Tyler. I'd like to make a motion to approve the salary range for the new superintendent to be from $245,000 to $265,000.
Board Member Jeff Morgan, I second.
We have a motion and a second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries 5-0. Okay, our next is to consider the approval of advertising strategy for our new superintendent position. I once again asked Jessica Tyler just to give us, to go over a little bit of what's in those packages that we're looking at.
Yes, absolutely. It's important to the board that we do advertise this to our diverse communities. So we are going to pick several options that were available to us. Essentially, it's going to include two packages, which was package A and C. It was what was proposed to us from Ray and Associates. Those will include advertising with entities such as AASA, Job Bulletin, and website. Ray and Associates will also advertise it with the National Association of School Superintendents, the National Alliance of Black School Educators, the Association of Latino Administrators and Superintendents, as well as our Native American communities.
Board Member Jeff Morgan, I second.
No, was that
Was that a motion?
I'm
That wasn't
sorry.
actually a motion, but yeah. Did I miss anything? Did anybody? No, you're good.
You've been rolling so good. I
yeah.
mean,
But I'm happy to make a motion.
Okay.
I would like to make a motion to approve the advertising strategy for our new superintendent position to include package A and C as described earlier.
Board Member Jeff Morgan, I second.
okay? Yeah.
And you looked at me like, hey, Jeff, you going to second this? That's the reason why I did it, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, all right, we have a motion and a second, and all in favor on this?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Oh.
Okay. All right. Our last item for the evening is to consider the approval of position description for new superintendent. And I think we have Lauren Hatch on here to go ahead and do this one for us tonight.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Madam President, members of the board. I am Lauren Hatch, and I'm here to talk about the position description that was put together by staff, and we did some consultation with the board, including in our last meeting. I think the only change that we have here is in the minimum qualifications that that a candidate needs to be eligible to obtain a New Mexico administrative license for a superintendent. Some of the other qualifications would be a master's degree in education, educational leadership, or related fields, but a doctorate would be strongly preferred, and a willingness to permanently reside within the boundaries of the Rio Rancho Public Schools District. Happy to answer any questions. If the board approves this job description, we'll post it and make it available.
Do you have any questions from the board or any other comments on this one? Anything else from, go ahead.
I think just a discussion, are we going to leave willingness to permanently reside or must reside in the Rio Rancho Public School District? Because we can legally do that, right? Yeah, I think that's the only thing that I think we should discuss.
They did that for me.
Yeah,
That's
must reside.
President Biden.
Would that be acceptable by,
Yes, I
can I make a motion or?
So we're looking at the one that right now we currently have willingness to permanently reside. And so I just want to clarify, you're saying we should change that to must permanently reside. Is that what I'm understanding? Is that the right language for it?
Must reside.
Yeah, probably
What was
must
that?
reside, because permanently makes it sound like
Yeah.
they will never be able to leave here after.
Must reside within the
You want
boundaries.
them to stay here like you, huh, man?
Emphasize our co-crime.
We're like, sorry, you can never leave. Okay, so that makes sense. So with that change, any other things that we saw that needs to be changed on here? Okay,
You could just move it with those changes.
okay,
Thank you.
okay, we can go to a motion then on this one.
Madam President, this is Board Member Tyler. I'll make a motion to approve the position description for the new superintendent based on the changes discussed.
Board Member Jeff Morgan, a second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries 5-0. So like I said, though we were able to move through those items very quickly, these are items that we have just had many discussions on. And it took us some time to go over these things. And so our hope is to have, and maybe in the next, I'm going to ask actually Kathy from Rain Associates, would we be able to get a document that we could put up onto our website with those timelines? Is that something that we could maybe get in the next week, maybe?
Oh,
No.
yeah, you'll have it by Monday.
Okay, so by Monday, and so maybe if the district could get that up onto the Rio Rancho Public Schools website, so that the community can see that a little bit more
Make sure
clear.
it's up.
Okay,
Madam President, one other suggestion, I don't know if it's appropriate, so Lauren might want to chime in, but as far as our advanced planning, I know we usually keep those to just meetings of the board, but it might be helpful to start including major events that we're having along with the superintendent search in that advanced planning as just another reference point, and then that way we're sure to discuss that at each of our meetings.
yeah, that'll be perfect. Okay, we can do that. Okay, anything else on those items as I go over to, so as far as advanced planning, we just added a lot to our advanced planning. We do have fall break coming up and some audit committee meetings. Our next regular board meeting will be on the 13th and the 27th. You did just receive in your email the NMSBA conference that will be at the beginning of December. For those who'd like to attend, please let JC know that we will have a meeting kind of sitting right in the middle of that as well as we go through this process. So if there's any other questions or anything else, okay. Our meeting for tonight is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, I think